Be careful when seeking out advice when getting astrology readings. If you go to a Vedic astrologer or a Western astrologer, specifically Vedic astrologers will often tell you what to do if you have specific planets in fall or detriment. Having a planet in your astrology chart in fall or detriment can create problems with what that planet rules over in life. So the moon would be like your home life. The planet Venus would be like your love life. Mercury would be your communication. If you have these combust or in fall, you could manifest different issues in your life or have trouble manifesting in those areas. When you get an astrology report from a Vedic astrologer, they will tell you what to do. I had a really weird experience where I went to a Vedic astrologer when I had my son, and I was really busy because I was like going around his feeding, his nap schedule. I was a new mom, and I was struggling to connect with him to make an appointment. And we were dealing with different time zones. He got irritated with me. I apologized, but then he gave me a reading. And when he gave me the reading, he basically gave me completely horrible advice. He gave me the opposite advice that I needed. So having issues with my moon, for example, he gave me the opposite advice that I needed for my moon. I'm not going to get into like the specific advice that he gave me, but later on when I learned more about astrology and I became more proficient at it, I learned that he gave me completely inaccurate advice because he was annoyed or something like that. And he didn't understand that I had children and that it was different, that I had a son, and it was hard to like connect with him. And he was just like a really big misogynist jerk anyway. But he gave me these really weird pieces of advice that were the opposite of what I needed to do for those planets in detriment. So if you want to correct some of the issues, if you find out about your chart, Western or Eastern astrology, if you find out that you have specific planets that are combust, so too close to your sun, or like within too many degrees, like too close to your sun, or which can cause problems, or if you find out that you have a certain planet in fall and detriment, so like having the moon in Scorpio, for example, it's not considered a good placement because it causes issues with the emotional life of the person. You can figure out what that planet is and do planetary magic to correct or rectify the issues. So if you have a problem with Venus, Friday is the day of Venus, and there are like really specific things you can do. If you have problems with Saturn is probably the most oppressive planet. It's a malefic. You can do planetary magic to correct the issues with Saturn. There are like things that you can do, like charity. You can do specific charitable acts to ease the issue with Saturn. Or like, for example, when you have a Saturn return, you can look up your Saturn return with a calculator online, and then you can do different things that will appease Saturn to make your Saturn return less oppressive. So